Hello everybody, we're back with another string review. I know it's been a really long time and I'm actually kind of under the weather and I know that the video quality is terrible, but I had to put this one out because I'm about to cut these strings out, and this is one of the few times when you actually want to see it in the racket just based on the color combination. And of course this is the one where the lighting is going to be terrible in the video, but we are reviewing Prince Diablo Prism. I used the 16 gauge, strung it in my Aero Pro Drive 2013 at around 60 pounds. 59 or 60 is what I do for pretty much every single string that I put in here, just to try to give you guys a good accurate review. Quick little service announcement: if anybody has any of these 2013 Aero Pro Drives, 4 3/8, maybe 4 1/4, let me know. I'm definitely looking to buy a couple more. I'm just always hesitant to do it on eBay for the potential for the counterfeits. Anyway, I had to do this review because I'm going to cut these strings out, put something else in, and so I wanted you guys to at least get a chance to see it, because what makes this string special is really just the color scheme on it. They advertised as a rainbow string. Not exactly the case. There's a couple of different colors on each of the half sets. So you get a green and a blue, and then you get kind of a yellow and a red. And then the string itself, on one side is blue, and then if you flip the string over, so to speak, you'd see the green. So it can result in some interesting combinations, but in my case, on one side it's pretty much all blue, and on the other side it's pretty much all green in the mains. And then on the crosses, similar kind of idea where most of one side is yellow, most of the other side is red. So I'm not exactly sure how they do it. But anyway, let's just read the description for this string very quickly, straight from Tennis Warehouse. There haven't been any customer reviews about this string yet, which gives you a little bit of an idea, I think, about how this polyester performs. So here's what it says. With Diablo Prism, Prince adds an awesome multicolored string to their polyester line. In addition to its rainbow color scheme, this string will give you an impressive combination of control, spin, and durability. The power level is low, which will enable you to swing bigger when adding pace and spin to your shots. This string has a low friction surface to help with snapback and spin. Ultimately, this is a great option for players who want control, spin, and durability at a great price. So this string comes in at, I believe, $9.99, so $10. And what this string really is a very generic, rounded polyester. You know, think of Luxilon Alu Power as kind of an idea of sort of what this string is sort of modeled after. So they say low powered, but I would say in terms of polyesters, this is actually a little bit, especially non-shape polyesters, this sits a little bit on more power, less control. It's not a stiff string by any stretch of the imagination. On this racket, the ball pops off relatively well, but is there anything super special about this string? I would say no. The only special thing is the color scheme. So if you want to have something that freaks people out a little bit, or you want to be the talk of the town, you want attention, this might be a string to use. But otherwise, it's not going to replace probably the polyester that you're currently using if you are a polyester kind of person. So for me, and we'll be doing this review later on, Hyper-G by Solinco is kind of one of those, holy crap, this is a polyester where I'm going to make a big change. And I actually bought a reel of Hyper-G, which on these reviews, I've never tried a string and they've been oh my gosh, I'm going to buy a reel of it. And this is not really one of those strings in my opinion. I don't think this even comes in a reel. So at $9.99, the price is about what you expect. You can definitely get a very similar string for probably half that price and it would perform really the same way. It's just not going to have the same colors. And with polyesters, the question is always how long can I play at a high level before I have to cut the strings out, before I really notice a difference in performance? And with this string, it definitely sits kind of like Luxilon Alu Power does. You get 3 or 4 hours out of it, and then the tension kind of just plummets, the feel just kind of falls off. And with this string, I find that it then just has too much power for me. That was what I personally found. So the spin coefficient kind of drops away, and then you just sort of get really loose, springing the balls, flying everything long. At least that's in my case, and that's usually the problem I have. So some of it might be a personal thing. Maybe my strokes just really suck. I don't know. I didn't actually get any footage of playing with this one because after 2 or 3 hours, I was yeah, I'm basically ready to just cut this thing out and try something else, which isn't uncommon for polyesters. So I'm not knocking this one, but that's really as long as it's going to get you that high level. Feels great for the first couple hours. Then you're pretty much ready to move on once you start to spray those balls long. So again, this was the Diablo Prism. generic polyester string, does what it says it's going to do. More power than I think that they're advertising here, especially when it comes to a polyester, but you can definitely find similar strings for probably about half the cost, albeit they're not going to have this cool kind of color pattern if that's something that you're looking for. I actually did, because I saw that Prince put out the new strings, I picked up kind of one of all their new strings that they've put out. And a lot of these are polyesters. So power and spin, spin and control, spin and control, spin and control. And I believe that this one is labeled as spin and control as well. So we'll see as I try some of these other ones, which ones give you a little bit more actual control and maybe which ones last a little bit longer than that 3 hours before the string kind of bottoms off. As you can see though, no movement in the strings, which I'm always very happy about. That's one of the things that annoys me. And I do think that the pop right off of the stringer is pretty good for a polyester, but if you're playing at a high level, it's only really gonna give you about 3 hours, and I would have, if I could make a complaint, I would want like a little bit more control out of it. So even right off the stringer at 60 pounds, I was hitting some balls long that with Hyper G or with Tour Bite are definitely gonna be landing in. So that's my assessment of this string. If you have any questions, if you have any strings you want me to review in the future, definitely let me know. I think I'm gonna put Head Hawk in this racket next. That's the one that a lot of people, well, by a lot of people, like 2 people, have actually asked me to go ahead and review. So thank you so much for watching. And again, any specific questions, feel free to leave them below and hopefully I'll get to you in the next couple months. This is Brian Bowman. Take care, get out there on the courts, keep playing, keep having fun. Take it easy.